Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome back to Tekpon. Today our guest is Charles, the CEO and co-founder at Beezop. Hello.
Hi.
Please tell us, what is Beezop?
All right. Beezop is an SOP software, SOP and process management software. So we help businesses document their processes, um, share and collaborate on those processes with their team members, delegate processes to members of their team, and automate some of their work as well.
What is the biggest problem that you solve for companies?
One is consistency. Companies want consistency in the way things are done. Another one is how quickly you can onboard new members of your team so that they get up to speed as quickly as possible.
Okay, what are the best features for the product?
One is the ease of documenting processes. So instead of people reading a sort of manual or lengthy documentation, it sort of breaks down complex processes into um, step-by-step format. And then if you create a process, it can automatically assign tasks to everybody in that process when it's their turn to get something done. So those are some key things that Bizop helps with.
What is the pricing for Beezop?
Bezop's pricing is about from $5 per user to $20 per user, depending on the features you want.
Do you have any integrations?
Yes, Zapier integration that allows
Oh.
Bezop Connect to multiple apps.
Can you share with us some use cases of the product?
Oh, yeah, sure. So for instance, if you run an agency and say you do SEO work for clients, most likely all the clients, at least most of the clients, you're doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And so you want to document what that process is so that if you have 5 people, 10 people, 50 people doing SEO for your clients, everyone is following the same process and achieving the same results. If, for instance, you are a an e-commerce business and each time a customer places an order, there are these 15 things that need to be done every time to ensure that there's customers get the same level of experience. So you use
Yeah.
Beezop to document that process, share it with your team, and then as your team members are actually going through that process, you as a business owner or as a manager can get automatic updates to let you know that okay, for this particular order, we are currently 50% done with the process, 70% done with the process, so you can track progress on all the ongoing processes in your team.
I think that helps a lot. And how competitive is your space?
Pretty competitive. The biggest names in our field have raised quite some money. So they're pretty popular. So we are trying to compete from an angle of ease of use and seeing some of the challenges that their customers are facing and trying to put that into consideration as we are building our own solution.
Okay, and when did you start the company? Exactly.
Started the company in 2021.
Hmm.
That's when we launched our MVP. And then over the time, we've been working, getting feedback from clients, building in more features.
Why did you choose this niche?
I I've been running before Beezop. I was running a web development agency, and I've been running that company for about 12 years. And
Wow.
I know firsthand that it's really difficult to get people to do things the way I would want it to be done. So I needed something like Beezop to exist. So my co-founder, one of my co-founders, she's a consultant. She has been helping businesses like document their processes and streamline their operations. So she reached out to me initially for a project, but because I could really connect with the problem she was looking to solve, I pitched to her that, I mean, can we work on this together? And thankfully, she agreed, and we decided to build Biz together.
That's a lovely story. And did you give up the agency?
No, no, no. The agency is still running. We have quite a number of clients. So, and it's, I mean, because Beezop is still bootstrapped, the agency is pretty much my cash cow. So until Beezop is strong enough, I don't plan to leave the agency.
Yeah, it's a good strategy. It's a good strategy. I've heard a lot of people do it, and the SaaS model is more scalable. But as you said, you had the money to start it. Yeah. How big is
Exactly.
the team at both companies?
So at the agency, we're about 8 people,
Hmm.
full time. At Beezop, we're also about 8 people. But I have some people that are working at both the agency and at Beezop. So I have one engineer that does work on Beezop and also at the agency, and I have a designer that also does both. But we also have some people that are full time in Beezop.
Yeah. What has been your biggest challenge since starting Beezop?
The biggest challenge has been defining our ICP. Because the product is pretty horizontal. We have customers in real estate, in oil and gas, in we have agency clients. So it's been very difficult to find a niche. So it means our marketing is pretty broad. So we've been speaking more about the problem we're solving, not necessarily who we're solving it for. That's been one big challenge. Another challenge, of course, is um, trying to trying to there's a the people we're competing with are pretty mature in terms of how long they've been in the business, the features that they have. So trying to catch up sometimes has been a
Yeah.
challenge. But so we try to focus on the things that are our own strength, like in terms of like the ease of use and the key features. So that's another thing.
What has been your best growth strategy for gaining new clients?
Did you say growth strategy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we've seen that storytelling works wonders. So when I tell stories about okay, why we started the company,
Yeah.
how we brought Beezop to life, we have like this article that we published on Medium that's been helpful. So when people connect with the story, it's really easy for them to see themselves in it and reach out for a demo session or try out the product. We've also been doing some SEO. So right now, if you search for SOP software, you will see Beezop on the first page of Google. So
Wow.
that has been helpful as well.
Wow. Okay. Do you have any tips for companies that are looking to improve their storytelling?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. So what I would do is I can maybe share a link to that. There's a resource that I worked on for storytelling, especially for SaaS. And it basically starts with, of course, what's the problem that you're solving? So it's like a framework. So first is the problem, and then the idea for solving that problem, and then the solution, and then the result of using that particular solution, and then of course the call to action. So how did you get the idea? So very first, what's the very first? So if you look at it like let's say I say, hi, my name is Charles, and this is the problem I was facing. And then I had this idea and came up with this solution. And as a result of this solution, it solved this particular problem, and this was the impact. If you'd like to have that same experience,
Yeah.
um, if you'd like that same experience, then you can do this or do that. Maybe it's request a demo or sign up for a free trial. So that's the framework I use.
Thank you for sharing. What is your vision for the future?
Yeah, so we want Beezop to be like process management has over time been this sort of corporate thing. Like really big enterprises are the ones that pretty much do process management. So we want
Hmm.
to sort of democratize that, make it easy for even the smallest of businesses to document and streamline their processes so that they can grow easily. So that's like the biggest plan. Make it really easy for any business of any size to scale their businesses very easily because their processes are documented and automated.
How is SaaSOpen? How was SaaSOpen?
Oh yeah, SaaSOpen was great. It was my first time in the US, so there was a bit of learning experience in there. But overall, I met really really cool people. I was inspired by founders that had gone really really far in this same industry. So it was really inspiring.
Yeah. And I love to hear how you started your career.
Oh yeah. So I studied computer science in the university. We had a final year course that had to do with website design and data security.
Hmm.
That's when I fell in love with web design. I really liked it. I could go a whole day without eating as long as I was on my laptop trying to design something. And that's where it all started. So immediately after school, I started designing websites for friends, for family, anybody that cared to. It was really cheap, um, and I just wanted to build up my portfolio. And over time, people liked the quality of my work. They kept referring people to me, and that's how I started that agency about 12 years ago. And that's really how I got into tech, and that's led me to where I am today.
What's your best piece of advice for a starting founder, somebody that just finished college, let's say?
I would say be open-minded, learn as much as you can. At the beginning, you want to focus on increasing your value by increasing the skills that you have. So you want to try a lot of things, find out what works best for you, what you really like doing, but not just about what you like, also something that people will actually pay you for.
Yeah.
Um, so you want to combine both your passion and something that is actually solving a problem for someone. And then don't focus on money. If you can, try to focus on building your skills. And then when it gets to the point where it's just a matter of time, like if you're really good at something, there's definitely going to be demand for your skills and you will be rewarded for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's your favorite SaaS product?
Favorite SaaS product is Basecamp.
Why?
Basecamp is really old software, but we use it for everything. So all of our team collaboration is in one place, whether it's chats, files, messages, automatic check-ins, everything in one place. And it's a very simple solution. So I think they've put a lot of thought into how it was designed. And I generally like Basecamp as a company. There's 37 Signals as a company, like their whole philosophy on how to run and grow a business is really unique, but I sort of connect with that.
Happy for you, and thank you for sharing. Is there
Yeah.
anything else that you want to mention on today's podcast?
No, I think you covered like all the key things that I had in mind.
Okay, thank you so much for joining, and I'm grateful.
All right, my pleasure.